Welcome to Forever Exiled. I am Justin, aka Tags.
And I'm Tyler, Wrecker of Days.
Episode 326. Did that all by myself of our podcast together. January 2nd. Happy New Year to everybody. Happy New Year, Tyler.
Happy New Year, Justin.
Friend. Big shout out to our patrons. Thank you, Charles, for signing up this week. And everybody else who resubbed up. We love your faces. Patreon gets you access to After Dark. It is our podcast after the podcast. We keep talking about stuff and things, and we appreciate your support. So thank you very much. How was your week?
It was good. Well, I'm telling you about my week. Do you want to leave the channel and come back in?
It's working fine for me, so I can. What's it doing for you?
You're really delayed. I can do it too.
Sure. Continue.
Excellent. Thank you. And but no thanks to Discord.
How was your week?
No. It was fine. It was good. We had
first couple
my
days of his
in-laws
26.
over.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It was, yeah. And so we had New Year's, and thank you very much for having a whole bunch of people over. That was really nice.
That was fun.
And had a bit of a Lord of the Rings marathon the other day, which was cool. Watched the first two, tried to get through it. We were all like old men falling asleep during it, but it was good. Yeah. We'd all seen it a little bit. Or a couple times. I'm not sure how many times they've seen the extended edition, though. There seemed to be a few scenes, Ryan, Chris, and I. There seemed to be a few scenes they hadn't seen before or couldn't remember.
Who watches the non-extended version?
Well, funny enough, I saw that the extended version was available on YouTube for half price to buy, and I'm like, man, I got the DVDs, and I actually bought them on the extended editions on Xbox ages ago. But I hate watching stuff on Xbox with controllers and stuff. It doesn't, I don't know, it's dumb. So I was like, okay, sweet, they're on sale. So I go and I buy the first one, it's half off. And I go to buy the second one. The Two Towers and Return of the King extended editions aren't available to purchase.
They do the first one to suck you in.
But there's nothing, I actually can't buy the other two. It's not that they're not on sale, they're not there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah, it is. And I mean, there's comments going back quite a ways that they're unavailable. Could be something to do with the re-release of both extended editions coming to theaters.
Is that a thing?
Not sure why they would still. Yeah, they're coming out with as an anniversary thing to everybody. You can watch them again in the theater. The extended editions, though, because when it first came out, you couldn't have the extended editions, right? That's why they had the theatrical. And so anyway, so hopefully it's something to do with that, because I'd sure like to pick up the other two. But anyway, we've had a really good week. It's just been that nice week with the kids where you're just chilling. It's like the post-Christmas week, right, for the Christmas break, and just trying to chill as much as possible, and it's good.
That's fun.
Yeah.
I saw you get recognized with a PoE shirt at my place. I was laughing on the couch when somebody's like, I played that game, and I was like, oh my God. Someone just noticed Tyler's PoE shirt.
That's right. It was
and this is someone who's not like
shit.
They don't know that I have a podcast. Like they're the boyfriend of one of Christina's really good friends, and I know them well, but that's not a conversation topic. So it made me laugh when
they did recognize your very kind gift, and so then I had a difficult time. The deck of cards.
So then you tell them?
They're like, so what's that? And I'm like, oh, it's just a deck of cards. With a really awkward silence for a while. So listeners, Christina and Justin gave me a deck of cards with the same art that we used for the Christmas cards for our patrons this year. Yep. And so it's nice. So it's funny. We have animated versions of ourselves, way better looking versions of ourselves on the back of these cards. And but we don't like to spread around that, like in our personal lives, that we have a podcast. Obviously, there's people that know, but we don't want to spread it around. And of course, if you want to chat a little bit about work or stuff like that, you don't want people at work hearing it, or even going back the 5 years that we have. What have we said in the last 5 years that one person, we might have been like, this person's never going to hear this. And then, I mean, obviously not wise. We shouldn't have said whatever it was to begin with if that was the case. But just those little things about one hobby connecting with other sides of personal life. So it's just kind of funny. So I don't know what you've spoken with him about, right? So he's like,
nothing.
Cool deck of cards. And I'm like, thanks. Yeah, they're like, and I'm like, and I open them up. I'm like, yeah, no, they're like, yeah, just a deck of cards. It's pretty cool. It's very nice. And he's like, what's that on the back? which is the picture of us. And I'm like,
oh yeah,
just some guy.
Just some
and
guys.
It was like this awkward little pause. I don't even remember what I said, but it was, yeah. And then we just kind of like both faded. And then our eyes slowly looked up to the conversation that was happening at the table. That was something else, like between your brother and Ian or something. But
yeah, did you talk about Path of Exile? Because I heard him say, I didn't hear
a
the
little bit at
conversation.
the beginning when he first entered. We chatted a little bit about it. He even enjoyed Path 1 so much that he paid for the beta access.
Oh, for 2?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. I didn't even know he played at all. Interesting.
Yeah. I mean, he plays a large variety of games, but that's the game that he's actually been into lately.
Cool. Sweet. Well,
so how was your week?
We did Christmas, we did New Year's. I worked between. It was fine. We did just hung out. Man, I worked. Yeah, I don't know. We watched the Philosopher's Stone last night with the kids. We watched the first Harry Potter because Maya wanted to watch them. We must have. I didn't even know there was an extended version of the Philosopher's Stone because there were scenes. Both Christina and I were like, "What? I don't remember that happening."
I don't remember these kind of sexual positions.
Yeah, no. It was so the kids liked it, but yeah, there were scenes that I didn't remember in it. And
did it make it better, Justin?
No, I don't think so. I don't know, man. But I don't think it changed the story for me. I think I was pretty okay with the story. But my kids, I actually really do like watching through the Harry Potters. Find them fun, and my kids really like them. So yeah, and then we had a bunch of people over here for New Year's Eve. This was a iffy New Year's Eve for me. I was not feeling it this year. I was tired and I had a lot on my mind. So I felt like I had a hard time getting into it, but it was fun seeing everybody and having everybody over.
Sometimes it's nice to go through it anyway, even if you're not top of your game. And even in retrospect, you still feel it and see it. It was fun. It's nice.
Yeah, it was fun. I didn't drink this year. So it was also, I think, a good thing. But I was just, I wanted to go to bed. I was nervous to drink because I knew I had to deal with work stuff the next day. And then again, I will have to today. So yeah, we have some really cool stuff happening this year for our company. So, and everything lined up for January 1, unfortunately. So it just means busy. But then I played a lot of Path of Exile. I did play.
Just Y2K'ing it. That's good. That's good.
Yeah. You know what? It was good. It wasn't a break. I didn't feel like I got a break like I usually would try to do over Christmas, but I did get time to do stuff and hang out with family. And yeah, it was fun. Nice. Good week.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the setup for Path 2 and just how long it takes to do things as you're starting off, like I don't have a fully fleshed out build yet. You know, I'm still working on resist, let alone everything else, right? And figuring things out. So I'm still like 15 minutes, 12, 15 minutes a map. They actually have one of those map device counters as one of the unlocked MTX you can use for your map device. You know, like one of the time clock ones where it shows you how much time you're in a map. So every time I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. It's competition. I forgot. But yeah, it's like 12 to 15 minutes. But it's just one of those things where because I have my in-laws over.
Mm-hmm. You're kind of limited anyway.
And yeah, like everything takes a while in Path 2. So I don't have the time to just like fit this in or fit that in. And if they come upstairs and then it's like I'm fighting some sort of mermaid with her tits out.
Yeah,
they're going to be like, okay, what kind of parent's this guy? Right? Like playing this on the living room TV. Like we're fine with that kind of sci-fi stuff. You know what I mean?
You don't
like
need to be judged. You're not purposely going out there to get judged.
But I also don't want to like, if it's like just different worlds.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like if there's a different, I guess, I don't know what it is. Like, what do you call it? Like understanding of the circumstances, like how common maybe that is in so many other like things that the kids see that it's not abnormal. But if you're not familiar with the stuff that they see or whatever, I don't know. Like it doesn't. Shut up, Justin. So
I would do the same thing. I'm with you. So
no. So but you brought up something that I was gonna not interrupt you with, but want to make sure I didn't forget. Was I had a conversation with your brother and Ian at your place, and because ever since we went to LA, you and I, and the Uber driver recognized that one of us that we were from out of the country because one of us had an accent, and the heartbreak for me that it was me that had the accent. But ever since then, I've noticed words that we don't say properly, quote unquote. And one of them that I've really been noticing all across the board with everybody, yourself, my wife, me, is we don't say for, like the car Ford, right? We don't say for, we say fur, like F-U-R.
The car for? What do you mean when you say
Ford?
Ford?
F-O-R-D. Like we don't say, you say Ford, right?
Yeah.
But when we say the word for, F-O-R, we say fur, F-U-R. All the time. All the time.
Probably.
And it was hilarious because obviously we don't think we have accents. Somebody else shattered my heart and told me that I did. And then I've been noticing it. And Aaron and I, we joke about it now, all the different things that we didn't realize were strong Canadianisms. And then, so I was talking to Ian and Nathan, who of course didn't accept that they had accents, but for the rest of the night, they were like, four. And
that's awesome.
Well, now it's just on my brain all the time. I have to find out what other words we say that makes us sound Canadian or
smart.
Smart or like just have accents. So if any listeners that ever go through the effort of commenting on Discord, YouTube, wherever, if there's certain words that just like, it doesn't have to be bad, but just they stand out as accenty, let us know. I'm curious. I want to know.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be bad. It could be good. Right?
Yeah.
Right. Anyway, that was a good week. Good week. Welcome to 2026.
That's us. Yeah, that's crazy.
Rolling into it. What do we got this week in PoE?
Absolutely crazy. It was just a lot of hot fixes. Camille's music was featured, which was really cool. The trailer music to Path came out.
Yep.
Or was focused on their social media. So that's awesome. Always happy for them when it happens because the music's really good in the game. It's always fun.
Yeah,
like it's no joke. Still, half the time my kids are in the shower, they're playing Path of Exile 2 music.
That's
on the bathroom speaker for Google Music. So
I love it.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. It is. It's really good. But yeah, it was just hot fixes, little things.
Yeah,
but to get to the smaller, still big deals when you're in these circumstances, right? Like it's really frustrating to deal with. But they're getting a lot smaller now. So I'm curious what's it been 3 weeks since the league came out?
Yeah, well, I think we'd be hitting just about 3 weeks now.
So
but I mean,
slowing down unless there's like a major change they're doing to the actual Val mechanic and league on its own. Things are really slowing down now.
It's also potentially slowing down just because they took care of what really needed to be during the break. Because those 4 hot fixes that we're talking about came out between Christmas and New Year's. So I think that's awesome that they did it and that they've done it. I think they are potentially smaller because they're just more focused on like what's actually needing to be fixed right away. The one I was joking about with you when you came over to my place was the hotfix 12, which was to temporarily disable Holton Val beacons generating crystals. That one affected me a little bit, but that's my own fault and I'm fine with it. But we can talk about that when we talk about our weeks. But I think it's cool that they're actually, they're doing stuff through the break. So I think that's great. And maybe we'll see some bigger stuff if they need to be done. But
yeah, for sure. Did you get your mystery box or did you forget your Christmas mystery box?
You did it on stream Day. Or on when we were recording. We did. Yeah, we did on box. What did we do? We recorded on Boxing Day. I think I got a portal effect or like a timekeeper portal something. We went over them.
Right. Yeah, I got a map device, which is crazy. But
I think we both did. That's what we both got.
Right. And we're going through. So, but then on the website, that map device didn't look anything like the map device that I got, but that was the map device that I got. I'm like, what the heck? That thing looks crazy on the website. So I go back into the game later on and I turn it on and I didn't even think of going through the variations of the map device. Like for some reason I assumed, because I'm used to like the other map devices I have are kind of like the flower blooming one, and it doesn't. So it's not a variation as far as I remember. It's just it gets more epic the higher tier map you put into it, and so for some reason I didn't think of variations. The time one that I was using, it has Oh no, I don't think that one had variations. I think the different colors it could be were based on. Oh no, it does have a variation. I just can't tell what it is. But anyway. This variation for the one that I have, it goes from like a small circle, which the normal map device is, to this massive oval.
Cool.
It's like,
we looked at that one. We looked at it. It was so cool.
Right. And I'm like, holy smokes. Like in the default hideout that I get, there's not even space for it. Like it actually just like mashes into everything. But then there was a third one, which was like twice as big as the massive one. So the one that I thought was massive was just medium.
It was funny because what you're saying now makes it even funnier, the conversation we had like a week ago, because we were going through them and you had seen the one that I got and you were telling me the one that you got. I was like, holy crap, yours is so cool. And you were like, I even remember you being like, that's not the one. Like you didn't.
Well, yeah, because it was just the small version. I'm like,
that's
it's
amazing.
So late. Like the small version. It is
huge.
And, so I love it because like you can plan your whole, like it can be your hideout.
It's wide
kind
too.
Of thing.
It's not even like a normal. It's not a circle. It's actually like an oval.
It's like a football field, man.
It's so
American
big.
football field. No, you snoots. So, but the small one, it's actually tedious because you know how it's like I like to line up the map, the section of the map device where you technically your character physically goes to interact with the map device. Some map devices don't have that, but others do. And so I always like to spin the map device around so that the
lines up with like your stash or something.
Right. Yeah. So it's like just back and forth quick. Well, they're on the small version of my map device. There's just a small path, right, that you can walk on. Otherwise, the rest of it is blocked off by like the river or the pooling.
Can you?
Stuff.
Okay, go ahead.
I don't know. Yeah. So all I'm saying is there's a very narrow path for you to walk on to interact with your map device. So if you don't have it lined up, it was kind of a pain a little bit with analog because you don't just on mouse, you probably just click on it and your character does whatever it needs to do to get there. But on analog, you're like, excuse me, pardon me. Need to wait for the left turn signal to enter. So that's why when you were like, Ty, like yours is epic. I'm like, well, I mean, I'm trying to make it work. It's cool. Yeah. I'm trying to be thankful because, you get it for free, right? Like who's to complain about that? And then I, of course, go through the motions of realizing there's variations. And I'm like, holy crap, this is the biggest MTX I've ever seen.
Can you walk in between the portals on the top and the portals on the bottom? Can you actually walk in that space in between?
I don't.
Because it looked like
you can. But the thing is it was too big to try. I actually need to load up a different hideout and clear everything out. No, I'm no joke. But I also like how they start off like with the Path of Exile one. I didn't like the default layouts of any of the stuff. Right, I didn't like where they had things, so I'd always rearrange things to be a little bit more, I don't know,
whatever you want,
efficient for map to map, day to day kind of stuff, not just cool and aesthetic. Whereas in Path 2, I loaded up and I'm like, oh, this is great, awesome. So I don't want to like load up a default layout and then just clear, move, everybody move. And then I go put my like, I don't know, like a sci-fi show or something where I just pick up a building and plop it right in the middle of somebody's really nice town that they have and interrupt all life. So anyway, it's really cool.
I was just curious if you could walk in that middle spot because you could almost put your stash and a person to sell like in that in-between part.
For sure.
Interesting.
Yeah, cool. So it'll be really cool. So anyway, thank you, GGG, for the free MTX. That's really cool.
Yeah, really I haven't used mine. I forgot about it until we started talking about.
Nice.
I never remember to change my map device. I think often I change it to the one that just is a single portal. I have like this Val one that does one single portal, and it's just small, so it's nice and condensed.
Itty bitty living space.
Yeah. Anyway.
All right. Cool.
All right.
But so you played lots though, right?
I did.
Well, let's chat about it. What'd you do?
So I was playing my druid, my freezing, pouncing, very fun, active druid. I got the druid to 90 or 91. And I was at a point where I was like, I don't know what I want to do. Am I still playing? Like, what's the reason I'm playing? And then I was trying to figure out the tempo. And I have I have an understanding now of the temple, but I have to say, I'm so frustrated with their lack of help and instruction. Like I really I watched multiple YouTube videos to try. And one of them was 50 something minutes long. I should find out who it was. Milky BK. It was a 27-minute video. I watched the whole thing to try and understand, like, they don't give you a whole lot of information and understanding which ones go with which.
They being GGG.
GGG being, Grinding Gear Games. I had joked about it before it came out that I was like, oh, it's going to be like Harvest. Like, hopefully it's not like Harvest. It is Harvest, like 2.0, but way harder to understand in the way that you need to optimize setting it up and running it. And then I was also laughing while I was running it, because while you're running it, it's like Heist 2.0 in the sense that you can walk through a door and just get shotgun to hell if you're not careful. But once I got a good understanding of how the temple works and how you can set it up, it was a fun idea in my head to like, okay, maybe I could try this out. Maybe the temple's actually kind of fun. Everybody, the video that I watched of this guy doing it, it looked like it was quite interesting because you can scale the difficulty of the temple essentially to have harder and more rewarding stuff than mapping at a tier 15. But I'd also read in there that there was this thing where you could, if you weren't high enough level in a newer character, Holton in the interludes could be used to just build the temple for when you get into endgame. You could basically use the fact that at Holton, the little valve crystallized place was like right at the waypoint, so you could just continuously reset the zone and just build your temple that way. Now that is cheesy. I know that it was pretty obvious that they would probably patch it, but I had thought in my head like, well, I wanted to try out the new sorceress. I thought the new Djinn stuff looked cool. Let's see how bad it is. Let's see how bad the leveling was. And so we recorded on Friday. I think I started on the Saturday making the sorceress. So I played a sorceress this week and got the sorceress up. And then I got to the Holton zone. I was like, all right, sweet. I'm here. I can start building my temple. Logan's like, hey, can I use the computer tonight to play for a bit? I'm like, I don't want to listen to him playing Fortnite with his friends. Plus, I wanted to go watch some TV with Christina. So I turned the game off at Holton. I'm like, sweet, I'm going to go tomorrow. And like the next morning they patched it so that area doesn't give crystals anymore, which is fine. It's fine because I think as much as I wanted to do it, it probably would have bored me out of the game pretty quick because you're just constantly resetting that one zone. You're not actually playing the game. So I probably would have gotten bored of it. And I was actually quite enjoying the sorceress. So yeah, anyway, I didn't get to benefit from this like building of the temple. So I'm doing it just by playing. And I have a lot of the, can't remember what the tablet was called. I just used them willy-nilly while I was playing my druid, but never actually took advantage of it. But you can use this unique tablet when you do a tower and it will make all of the circles around it. You can go to them without being connected. So you can play any whatever. And it's really easy. It helps a lot when you're trying to build out the temple. So I've been doing that and leveling the sorceress, and it's actually been pretty fun. The acts 1 through 4 plus interludes, hate it, don't like it, wasn't fun.
Right. So you have been quite vocal about how much you hate the idea of re-rolling a character that's not the original class that you did because you have to start fresh.
Yep.
And the amount of time it takes to go through the campaign.
Yep.
And not just that, but maybe set your character up too. Who knows? So what was that like this go around? Obviously, you were excited enough to try this idea that you did that despite knowing ahead of time how tedious it's been for you in the past. So what was it like this go around?
Yeah, it still sucked. I mean, it was basically just I needed to play to shut my brain off from work, and I didn't want to play anything else. So I was like, well, I wanted to try the temple thing. I really wanted to try the sorceress thing. And but the process sucked. It was funny actually because I got to the end of Act 3, and for some reason in my brain I was like, oh, finally, I'm here. I can blah, blah, blah. And then I was like, oh my God, I still have Act 4 and the I don't know why I'd forgotten that I still had all that to do.
Sure.
But yeah, Act 3 is just way, way, way too long. Way too long. I feel like Acts 1 and 2 are reasonable. I can get through them pretty quick and they're not too bad. Act 3 is just, even Act 4 is pretty decent. It's just Act 3 is so long. It takes up the massive, massive chunk of my time to get through it. The interludes are fine. They don't take long at all. But
how's your memory with them? I'm still not at a place where I can remember like, okay, this waypoint is in the middle of this section of Act 1 as opposed to on the edge, like next to something. Or if I go into this area, the waypoint's there. If I go into this area, no, the waypoint's not there yet because it's actually over here. My memory's not there yet. And then I remember when we were in Seattle Jonathan had a comment about the possibility of Act 4 randomizing itself every league. Or maybe like every, like whatever.
The rewards.
Right, even like maybe Act 1 rewards for like who gives you what permanent resists or points were to change. I don't think that's even the case in Act 4. Whether it's going to be there, who knows? But that aside, I can't remember I've only done Act 4 twice or 3 times, and I don't remember the most efficient order for doing Act 4. Are you relatively, not just Act 4, but all 4 acts? Do you kind of have that system down yet? Maybe not as good as Path 1, but on the way where you can remember, oh yeah, this section's in the middle. Oh, this one, like, I know the kind of area to look for this. And
yeah, Act 1 through 3 I do. Act 1 through 3 I do. Act 4, once I get into the zones, I start to understand them, but I haven't gotten to the point yet in Act 4 where I remember which ones I should do and shouldn't do. But I mean, they have done a decent job, at least, of when I open the quest, the window, where you see the map. At least at a quick glance, you can see which ones you've completed for the plus. I wish that it told you what the plus was going to give so that you knew for sure that you had done whatever that was. But 1 through 3 are fine. Like I understand where I'm going. It's just they take so long to get through them. So, and then I did my first 2 ascendancies for the Verashta or whatever it's called. Yeah. I did the first 2 and then I just paid again. I paid, what did I do? I just joined somebody for the 4th ascendancy, which gave me 3 and 4, which I don't like. I really, really don't like.
You got both ascendancies in one run, or you just did 2 sets?
If you do the 4, really? If you do the whatever one you do unlocks all the ones previous as well.
That's really cool. If ascending was fun, that would be so cool. Imagine being able to do that in Path 1.
Right? Yeah.
You just like, I don't really need it. I'm flying along. There's no reason to slow myself down. You get that first trial to drop. So you're like, sweet, let's go.
Yeah, may as well go try it.
And imagine doing, hey, good morning. Yeah. Good morning. Nice to see you. That it would be, it's fine. That would be absolutely amazing. Imagine that in Path 1, just getting that one drop, or you have it saved from another character and you just go blip, all the way once.
Which I think is a really good thing that they've done. But I would rather feel like I'm doing it, but I don't care. I was like, well, I'm not going to punish myself. I want to actually play the character. I have a divine, I'll pay a divine. Like if that's what I have to pay to get it done, then I would rather just pay and get it done.
Sad though, like isn't that kind of, I mean, sure, we're talking personal preferences here, right? Like the kind of gameplay we like or what we like doing with our characters. But you and I have been on the same page for a long time about how unfun ascending is currently in Path 2. And I don't know, hopefully it's something that they're willing to change or accommodate at some point, because like I was thinking about that with the whole Val thing today, like you were talking about, you like completely making a character for the whole Val element of the game, right? Obviously it's the newest mechanic, really fun to do, but their leagues are coming out with just this one, like, this is going to be the league for this content. This is Breach. This is the Val content. And, this is how you ascend. And so they have 2 out of the 3 different trials showing up. And I wonder if they're giving themselves time to change it if they don't like it. You know what I mean? So for example, Trials of Sekima hasn't changed. It's been balanced, but Trials of Sekima has stayed Trials of Sekima. Same with the Trials of Chaos or whatever that's called. That hasn't changed. They've balanced it. And some of those balance changes are big, but at the end of the day, what it is and what it's going to do, the RNG aspects, all that kind of stuff, that's not changing. Like they haven't actually changed what it is. Whether that's a willingness or whether it's a time thing, the amount of investment, who knows? But now we have Breach that's come out, and now we have Val that's come out. And it's just one of those things where it's like they're introducing it as is. Makes sense, right? You put a lot of time into figuring out all these questions for yourself and making some tough choices and committing to it and then balancing other things around it. So it makes sense, but it's just, they're not for me yet. You know what I mean? Breach is. I like Breach. Keeps me in the game. I don't have to keep bringing up my map to check stuff and look around and all this. Like Breach really suits me right now. Abyss would if they followed, like, there's some balance things that still need to happen there, but I like Abyss too. But I'm not a big fan of Val. So there's a part of me where I think of this as it's happening. I'm like, oh man, I kind of like, just for me and my personal taste, not saying it's done poorly. It's just, I don't like it. So I'm just like, oh man, I hope they're willing to change some of these big core things depending on how it goes. Who knows? I mean, lots is still to come out. I'm curious how many core mechanics they have yet to introduce for the release. Like, I'm curious which ones from Path 1 they're like, these need to be ready for when we go from beta into the actual official game. Oh man, if I could burp right now, just like the longest, I would have done that instead.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. Val, mechanics, things.
I was going to use. Oh, okay. There was a mechanic. I was going to ask you. There was a mechanic. Oh, that's what it was. I don't remember what the mechanic was, but there was a mechanic in PoE 1 where they made it where you could store up sort of charges and then run them all at once. I wish I could remember what that mechanic was in PoE 1, where you would experience it, you would encounter it in maps, but then you would just sort of store it to run it later. I can't remember what it was. Anyway, you can do that with the Val Temple, which is cool, but
like Delve kind of.
Yeah, it's like Delve, but there was a specific mechanic where it was you would build up a run, and they've done that with the Val Temple, but the problem is you have to run the Val Temple quite a few times, run the Architect quite a few times to get the medallion that upgrades how many crystals you can hold, to the point where you could have 60 crystals, so you could do 10 runs at once, which is awesome, because then you can do the temple 10 times. You can sort of do it in maps. You never have to go into it. You just continue, clear the space, unlock the crystals. And then when you have 60 crystals, you can go do 10 temple runs. That's actually kind of fun. But to get to 60 stored crystals, being able to store 60 crystals, you have to progress the temple in a way that is counter to how the sort of optimal way. It's kind of weird because the the temple has the Adziri. How this all started was, Adziri is at the top right or whatever, middle right at the top, and you have to get there. And I had built a room that I thought would connect, didn't connect, and now I had this room blocking it. And that's what started me getting frustrated with the temple, and then looking into the options and talking to people on Discord and stuff. But it's kind of funny that the optimal way to run the temple is actually to ignore Adziri. You're blocking Adziri anyway, because she's useless. Where you can build all this power into the temple and loot into the temple, but your best way to do that is to ignore the actual final mechanic of the temple, which is the Adziri. So I don't know if that's what they meant to do, but I think the temple idea is cool. I'm really excited. I think that's what's kept me playing right now, is this idea of like, I'd like to try and make this optimal temple that I've seen people talking about online and see how, what that's like. But it is also a little bit frustrating that I could not have figured out 60% of what I've learned without going online, or having spent, I just don't have the hours to test all of those different things out that these people have been able to test out. Like,
sure,
I don't think that that's a fair thing for the average player to have to be able to do in order to understand the mechanic. I think they missed a mark when that is what is required to fully understand what this temple can be, or you can do with it. So
when it goes core, what's the point of the Val side area? Like, why are people doing the Val side area?
Well, the Val Temple, though, like, the benefit is that you can get a ton of loot in there because of the way that the rooms all work and the way that you're building up this new effectiveness stat, which is basically just more everything. It's just more loot, more currency, more everything, but harder mobs. You can scale that pretty insanely in the temple when you're doing these snake runs of rooms and blocking off so that they can't be deleted when they do their random blowing up of the rooms. But I don't know how it goes core and becomes still something people want to do, because the thing is, I'm not seeing people at all talk anywhere online at all about Adziri being the goal of the temple, and that should be the goal of the temple. Like, I this is really cool what people have found to do with it, but I can't imagine that that's what they originally had intended for the temple. Like, why build the temple with the end game, the end boss that you built, not even being a part of how you maximize and utilize the temple to its best? So I would imagine they do something that massively affects what you're actually getting in the temple, with the goal being that you're doing it if you want to fight Atziri, and maybe there's specific uniques or lineage supports or something. Like, it has been my best source of getting lineage supports by doing all these extra rooms, but I'm probably doing that wrong too. I'm sure there's something else. It's just been fun to do it.
Idiot.
But listen, let me have my fun, all right? Even if it's wrong. Anyway, so yeah, I started playing the temple. I started playing the sorceress. My whole goal was to do the Holton thing. That didn't work. So then I just started playing normally, and I'm really having quite a lot of fun with the play style. It's very reminiscent of the Lich. Was it a Lich that no. It was the one with the Hell Dog that I made in like 0.2. What was that? What was the one where you get the dog? It's the Witch. The Ascendancy, where you get the dog as a companion pet or whatever, a minion.
Sorcerer. The Infernalist had the Infernal Hound.
Yeah, in PoE too.
A witch.
Yeah. So it was very reminiscent of that play style. I actually really do quite like it. It scales so far extremely well. I couldn't believe how strong it was through the campaign. Like, once you unlock, I did two of the Djinns. Are they called Djinns?
Yes.
Well, I did two of them.
Read a book, just.
A book doesn't tell you how to say it, okay?
No, it doesn't.
Anyway, so I did two of them. I did the sand one on the right, and then I did the fire one on the left. And yeah, it's interesting because you're picking the minion, and then you're picking which of the command skills you essentially want from the the Djinn that you're picking.
Yeah.
So I went into it knowing that I wanted to play the sorceress, but not having enough time to really look into it. So I looked online to see how people were setting them up, and I found this one guy who was running them with the way that seemed like the most fun to me, which was a massive minion army. Hopefully that didn't come through. I just coughed and tried to mute it, but
I didn't hear it.
I saw the thing up. Yeah, it's just a massive minion army, and you're using muster to boost the damage of everything by having so many different versions, because muster increases the damage based on how many unique ones you have out.
Yeah.
And
or just different.
What's that?
Not unique, but different persistent minions.
Persistent minion, yeah. So it makes it very easy to put it relatively high, because it's 7% per persistent minion, and I have quite a few. So I did.
It's not per persistent minion; it's per
persistent type. Right. Per type of, so 7% per type of persistent
basically minion. Plus ascendancies.
Yeah,
right.
So I have quite a few. I've got, because you get the warrior from the scepter. I've got reavers, storm mage, sniper, frost mage, cleric, arsonist, and then I have a specter out. And it's kind of weird because you're using two skills that come from your ascendancy. It's kind of easy it's easier because I don't have to quality them, because you can't. I don't have to jeweler orb them because I just need to level. So I get to spend all of that extra stuff on the other things, while these two things just continue to get stronger as I level. So I don't know, it's been kind of fun. I run around and I basically just these guys only come out right when you use your cast, but the sand guy is got a really good sort of AoE clear style one, and then it's got the fire one is got a pretty serious damage one, but then also when you cast a skill, or when it hits, then the Djinn does its other move. So it's kind of fun because I'm not having to press a ton of buttons. Like, sure. I'm using the three skills most of the time when I'm running through. And it's been a lot of fun. I was going to ask you though, I wanted to send you something. I'm going to send it to you on Discord.
Sounds good.
Go ahead. You look like you were going to ask something.
Nope. What you send might answer the question.
Probably not. Hold on. Before I hit send, what's the question?
Well, I had a couple, but do your minions from your ascendancy consume spirit?
No, they don't. And they're not a turn on one anyway, because
it's only when you hit a command skill.
Yeah, it's when you use your skill.
Okay. And you didn't do the beetle?
No, I didn't.
Ascension? Okay. Because that's the only passive one. I was curious about that one. So thanks for nothing.
I was curious. Right. Is
I
this
have a picture
new?
of skeletal arsonists?
I sent you 3 pictures. There's 3 you can scroll through. I don't remember all of the tabs on the right hand side, and this is for every skill. I noticed this league. When I go through every skill now, it has all of the tabs right in one spot with all of the information. So I pulled up the skeletal arsonist minion as an example, just because I knew that you had used the arsonist before.
Mm-hmm.
But is this new, being able to see all of this in one spot?
They just changed where the tabs were. So it's not new. It's just those tabs used to be. So if you look at the first picture that just says skeletal arsonist, right? It looks like it would be highlighting explosive demise. Those 5 tabs would have been at the top, in between where your information is and the icon for the skeletal arsonist.
What's the data? What's the information in here that you feel you're missing and that they're lacking in giving you? Because I was trying to figure out what I remember you saying.
Explanations.
In what sense? Like,
so there it says heavy attack for the skeletal arsonist. Okay. But now it doesn't say how much of it is like, is it converted? Is it physical to fire? Is it pure fire? Right? Like there's those key words and key descriptions you need to, so if it's pure fire, awesome. But right there, all that's telling you is what you're getting based on what you have. It's not telling you what the default is and what you can scale or build off of. Right? So for yours, it says main hand fire damage, main hand cold damage, main hand chaos damage. Well, that has nothing to do with what the original scaling is. Right? So if you were to do that with zombies, for example, there's nothing that tells you that if they do a strike or if they do an AoE, if it's technically an attack or not. Right? So there's still like those very generic things. And then when it comes to the actual tags as well, when you go through firebomb, explosive demise, there's the tags for those skills don't exist. You're getting your secondary data, which is awesome when it comes to comparing stuff, but not when it comes to actually making your original choice based on what you want to invest on.
So if you hit the arrow to go to the next picture, you'll see the firebomb one. Is that like with their normal generic attack? What's the part that you feel like they still should be showing you in there?
Because there's no tags, right? The game itself still doesn't have an explanation for what explodes is. So technically, firebomb isn't an AoE, but it is. So when you see skeletal warriors or the skeletal arsonist, it'll tell you, I believe it does have an AoE tag, but it's not telling you what the AoE tag is for. Is that for the command? Is that for explosive demise? Is that for firebomb? Right? So sure, with some situations like a skeletal arsonist, it's a little bit easier to make the assumption and connect, but it's not like that for a lot of the other ones. You have very different command skills versus default attacks or spells for the frost mage. And again, very different ones for the electrical mage. I forget what they're called. So they're missing tags, and then they're missing the description that actually says the details. Like, for example, you look into like SRS for the first game. It took them 10 years, but they finally got it where it says it deals physical damage, blah, 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 converted to fire damage. So just that kind of stuff. They're missing that, the details you need to make decisions on investment. I love having all these extra details that they definitely didn't have, like the pictures that you took in Path took here. They don't have that in Path 1 at all, so it's awesome that they have it. But they're still missing the initial details that you need to make your investment choices to start off.
Interesting.
Does that make sense, or can you not really picture what I'm talking about?
I do sort of, but I don't totally know how they would do that or what I would do differently knowing that.
Sure.
Yeah. Maybe it would be different based on different minions. But for me, it felt like I was getting a good amount of information, but I also was comparing that with PoE 1.
Yeah. Sounds good. Another thing that they would be missing, for example, is if you had decaying hex on one of your curses. or if you have minion instability on one of your minions, supports that deal damage, you don't get that information in game at all. At all. They don't tell you what the support that you're considering putting into that link set. It doesn't tell you which of those skills it's applying to. Right? And it doesn't tell you the amount of damage that it's going to do. It doesn't give you the investment tags for it. It doesn't give you anything.
Interesting. Yeah. I don't know. I haven't felt like I needed to know more, but also my minions are kind of just there to be a minion. Like they do damage, but they're also there to provide the bonus to the two Djinns.
Yep, definitely. What I'll do is I'll come up with an example maybe for zombies or something like that, and I'll take a couple screenshots and show you kind of like what's information that I would be looking for. I'll come up with a specific one. I'll give it to you either for After Dark or for the next episode.
Cool. Yeah, it's been fun. I went with the ES for my third and fourth ascendancy, and I can't tell. It's really hard to tell when you have so many minions because I was like, man, I feel way tankier. I feel like I'm quite tanky, but I also have like 40 things out there that could also be taking the hits for me. So I think that's probably a big reason of why it feels so tanky.
I'm not familiar with the other
it's just I sent you pictures of it. It's just -1 second to the base energy shield delay, which was cool. And then 40% more when you're low. And then 60% of your current energy shield is added to your armor for determining physical damage reduction, which is crazy. Like that gave me so much armor.
Do you have any investments into armor, or is that it?
None at all.
But are you wearing any armor gear, or is it just ES
I am
gear?
wearing almost primarily all ES gear. Maybe the odd armor ES, but almost everything is ES.
Because
I'm CI. So
right, I did see that. So what was your other one? So that was for your third. What was your other investment?
Well, that was 3 and 4 because 3 takes you to fourth teaching, which is -1 second, and then 4 takes you to sacred rituals, which is that 60%. Which that 60% was pretty nuts. But I couldn't tell if that's why I felt tanky. But I was feeling. I have felt so far, and CI could be a part of that as well. But I have felt quite strong. I've currently got my delay down to 1.2 seconds for the
nice
ES recharge.
I'm normally just happy at 2, cutting it in half. Give me 100% energy shield start time. I love a super fast. I have a tough time personally choosing between more energy shield, like a greater maximum, or a faster recharge rate. There's something about when energy shield is really fast, but then you feel like you messed up when you're in some sort of boss battle and it's the big hit you're worried about. You're like, oh, sure, I don't care about the quick hits. I wish I had twice as much more ES. So it's fun, but you're liking it. It's good.
I'm at just under 7k ES, but I think that armor one does help quite a bit. I think it makes quite a big difference having that just straight up armor for not having anything else but that point. It's been fun. I think I'm 83 or 84, somewhere around there, but I'm not really playing to level right now. I'm just trying to build this temple out and see what it's like, and then try and play it at the, it seems to scale with your level, which is kind of cool. But yeah, I got bored of the Atlas on my other characters, so I'm a little nervous I'll get bored on this one once I get closer to it, but it depends, I guess, on the temple and if I can even set it up, because it is a pain in the ass to get set up the way that is suggested, which that's what I want to try, is what people say is the optimal way to do it. I'm like, all right, let me try whatever this is and see if it's any fun.
Excuse me.
Anyway, yeah, so I did have a really good time playing this week. Got it. I did have fun.
I have a sneeze coming in like 2 seconds.
Don't you dare.
No, it's here.
Don't you dare.
Oh, normally I can wow.
You knew that one was coming.
Yeah, but then it was like
attacked you.
2 thrusts and I'm done. Goodness me.
Yeah. Anyway, I had fun playing. Did you do anything this week? Play any?
Barely, but as my in-laws were en route to come, like kind of during the Christmas break, still doing lots of family stuff. I was trying to figure out my build a little bit. Love, I don't know what it is, but this thing about weapon swapping. it's so fun. Like just the concept of weapon swapping to something more appropriate. Like I just love the idea of, in Path 2, I like it a lot more than in Path 1, especially now that you can have the same supports. Like I can have multiple supports of the same thing. Like I can have muster on all my minions.
Mm-hmm.
Right, exactly. And I actually think it really benefits the theory crafting of the game. I think that was a good choice of letting us use more than one support within the build, of the same support within the build. And then I also love that I can lock my scepter for both weapon sets if I want to.
Don't forget to do your focus, because I didn't realize that you have to lock both, and I was like, what is happening?
Yeah, controller support on console still needs a little bit more visual clarity. Like I don't know which weapon set I'm on, right? So
yes.
Especially like I'm doing minion instability on one of my weapon sets, and they're just boom, exploding, boom. So I'm like 4 seconds of, hey guys, what do you guys want to talk about? I don't know which weapon. Like a lot of the times I'm hitting the weapon swap button and it's not swapping.
There's a
so
weapon
then I wait
swap
the 4
button?
Well, yeah, you can allocate it. Yeah.
Oh, I usually just use the skill that's on the other one to swap.
But okay, so for me, I don't have the skill's the same for both, right? I'm playing the same way. It's just what are my minions doing that's different. So on one weapon swap, it's all minion instability. So one weapon swap is basically it's just skeletal warriors and zombies, and they're just exploding as soon as they're up. It's awesome.
Right.
I actually had to take, even though feeding frenzy, the highest level of feeding frenzy, even though it does a lot of damage, I actually found they explode too quickly.
Because of the damage they're taking?
Yeah. Even if with the one that has the reduced damage taken 15 instead of 20%, they're still exploding. Like you don't control, even if you're right next to the boss, you don't control where they show up, right? They kind of like space themselves out and then they rush. And I was actually finding that I was getting less damage on a regular basis on my, because they just weren't getting there, right? And there's not a lot of clarity on if minion area of effect is impacting minion instability or not. I can't find a way to really properly test that. So I actually had to remove Feeding Frenzy from that. Feeding Frenzy works great on the empowered zombies, but that's like a small portion of the build now, right? So, so that's what one weapon swap is. It's just MI for zombies and skeletal warriors. But then I weapon swap, and then the tree changes to having resists and mitigation. Less life, but resists and mitigation. And then I have, I want to try it out. One of each minion, right? Of the ranged minions, not the melee ones, because I'm still doing MI and zombies. So I want to make sure they physically have the space in the game for that. So then it's just the ranged ones like the arsonist, the frost, the skeleton, a cleric, and the sniper. And so just going through and doing that. I haven't had a lot of opportunity to try it out, but I just enjoy doing that. But my active skill. Oh, and then I have cast on minion death. And then that's what's casting Frost Bomb. Right? No, actually, that's what's casting Frost Bomb, Snap, and Firestorm. And that's so that I can create and consume infusions. And that creates power charges so that no matter where I'm at, I've got a few empowered zombies going on.
Right.
Which I love that setup. I think it's great. Cast on minion death as 30 spirit is so great. It's so much more fun because it doesn't cost me as much offense.
Sure.
Because it's like that's 30 spirit. The difference from last league and this league. So I've been enjoying that. It used to be 60, just until this league. Too much. So I was happy for the change. I haven't had a lot of time to play with it yet. Haven't had a lot of time. And then of course I was respec'ing again, but then I spec'd into ES because I want to try that. Remember last couple of weeks I was having trouble with physical damage. And I'm not your Djinn, so I don't have the opportunity to
get the
really
armor.
Focus on. Yes, that's right. So I just want to see if stacking ES would be beneficial there. But I just haven't had the chance to play around with it yet.
There's a node that I always went to with. No, I gotta mark that. Okay, so you didn't play too much though this week.
No, not much. I'm excited to play more, but no, I haven't.
Just getting that cough in there.
Thank you.
All right. Well, that's good. I don't know. I'm having fun with it, which is impressive this far into the league for me because I thought it'd be done right now. I don't know if I'm not done because there's no other games I'm really in the mood to play, or if there's something about the temple right now that it reminds me of when I was dealing with the city, building the city. I'm like, oh, I just want to get it done. I just want it to grow. That's what I feel like with the temple right now. But man, when it deletes stuff that you've been trying to work on because you didn't get something that stops it from deleting a row or something, it hurts.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited to keep going. I'm excited to keep playing. I'm looking forward to every time I play, I get really tired. And so I'm not sure if that's because of minion instability or how flashy some of the minion skills are. Like I kind of gravitate to skeletal arsonists because I like that they have an AoE just innately, you know what I mean? They're decent for clear, but I like their single target as well. So even if I wasn't doing the kind of muster thing where I had a bunch of different skeletons, it would just be skeletal arsonist because I like that they kind of tick both boxes at once. But the weapon swapping is just so fun because I can go from not just what I'm in the mood for, but also if there's a situation that caters better to more ranged minions on the outside versus, or just like rushing, and it's more safer for me to be really close to the boss, then I can switch to MI and it's just a button swap, but I can't tell which one I'm on yet, right? As I was saying. So sometimes
you say that's on console. I don't think that's any different on PC, is it?
I don't know if it would be.
I can't see. For me on controller, at least. I don't know what it's like with non-controller support, but
yeah. So I wish there was like on the icon, because I use left on the D-pad. Yeah, I wish it was just like a big 1 or a big 2 on there. And maybe color code it too, because weapon set 1 on the tree is red, weapon set 2 on the tree is green. So maybe have it match that too. So that there's a quick, you don't even have to read it in your peripheral
you just know which one you're on.
Yeah, something like that. But I'm excited to get it going. I really want to actually try stuff out. So even if I was kind of bored with the game, I'd still actually want to try this out for, PoE Science Land and see if the ES is actually working for me and beneficial. And there's a lot of times like this has been so much testing for me, like not just with MI before, and if minion damage works, and like there's just been so much that I've been trying out and seeing. It's the same thing with me. Like I'm intentionally standing still in my battles to see how, like, okay, am I comfortable with this amount of recharge rate? Let's take a look at it. Okay, let's go. So when I respect, I went and because I'm using, I think it's 23 out of the 24 weapon set nodes separately.
Yep.
The main tree is just primarily like all the ES stuff. And I mean, there's minion stuff in there too. And then the minion revive I want on both, but resists on one and then just much minion life and damage on the other. So a lot of that power is still yet to come because I'm still only level 68 or 69, something like that. Right. So offensively, the build is weaker than it used to be, but I'm set up with the exception of my gear still sucks. Like my gear's all absolute trash. But it's fun. Like I'm enjoying testing it out, and the motivation is there to keep playing it because I actually want to figure out the game more. I know the game can change extreme and quickly or whenever, but there's a lot that isn't going to change as well. So looking forward to it. Right. I mean, I have to get ready to lay my, what's it called? Toda?
Lay your
get
Toda?
ready. I don't know. Whatever the cool kids say, because I hate Trials of Sekima. I hate the Trials of Chaos. So,
but you're going to love.
Well, I already have to love it. That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah. It's going to be your thing.
Oh, I could actually progress when that league was out. Like hopefully I could actually do it.
Right.
Because it had, all I did was do nothing to do with my character, but I set this up and then I go in the safe places and everybody's happy, and then I move on.
But Toda was very much like Trial of Sekima, where you need to run it a few times to build up the things you would need to be able to actually complete it. So hopefully it's not. Hopefully it's not that bad, because it would be nice to have an easier way to get your third ascendancy. I don't mind there being a challenge to ascend. I just don't like how it is right now. It's too it's too RNG gated. It's too timeline. I have to spend time in Sekima to get the right or buy the right relics to make it easier. And then also you just have to hope and pray that you just don't get a shitty layout for your temple.
Yeah.
That's not a fun way to do it.
For me, it's not about the challenge either. I mean, you don't play Path of Exile and not want a challenge. It's the fun factor. Let me use my bloody build.
Yep, I do agree with you on that one. So it'll be fun to see what they do.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, my mind starts going, right? There was a lot of questions in Discord this week and conversations about like the value of the starting nodes that I reference often for the witch for minion damage. I'm curious to see what your tree is. Did you put it in anything third party, or is it all just in the game?
Yeah,
sure. Yeah, if you have it in a third party, I'd like to take a look at it, see what your tree is like, and that'd be nice.
Yeah, I have not felt a struggle for content, like passing through content. And granted, I do have a lot of minion stuff on the tree. I am kind of curious. It's one thing that I've always wondered too, and I saw the conversation happening there too. Like, what value are you getting out of that very starting part as the witch versus what you can gain from other ascendancies and just the rest of the tree in general?
Yeah. Well, I mean, when you add more damage to anything, that's multiplicative with the increased damage. So there's 100% increased damage that would scale with any more damage that you're getting. But there's also, it's damage per node is huge, right? Like, sure, there's other parts of the tree where you could get 10% increased minion damage per node, but not if you have to travel to get there. If you have to travel to get there, it gets diluted to around 8 or 7%. So you only get that 10% per node if you're already in the area. Whereas as the witch, you are in the area. That's where you're starting. And your very first nodes are there. And not only that, you're getting those nodes right off the bat. So
you're getting those nodes right off the bat, but they're not useful. Leveling as a minion build is not fun. Not at all. It's not fun at all.
But it might be better as the witch.
Sure.
Yep. Right. What else am I going to do? As a minion, it's crazy to me that you couldn't level as an archetype. You know what I mean? The witch lets you do that to an extent. I mean, my skeletons, there's still no survivability. Skeletons are dying, but there are other minions available. I have the last league and a half actually leveled as a minion player without skirting around it. So that is a huge benefit as well. There is one point that I'm missing. I'm going to bring it up, but I am curious because I want to know how you leveled as a sorceress.
I leveled did whatever I could to get to summon raging spirits, and then I just used volcano and flame wall and just threw out raging spirits until I ascended. And then as soon as I ascended, I went to the first Djinn and was able to level with that the rest of the way. Okay. And I was leveling with a minion based skill the rest of the way after that.
So, but what did you use until you got raging spirits? Because that doesn't happen for a little bit until
it was like 11 or something. I think I was using volcano right off the bat, volcano and flame wall.
Okay.
The thing that's weird with the sorceress, and even with this as a minion build, it doesn't feel like a minion build. I have 40 minions running around me, but it feels just like a spell casting build because I'm essentially casting their command skills, and then the minions are doing what they're supposed to do. But it's not a spell build in the sense that I need any spell damage. It's just it feels like you're a spellcaster because your damage comes from when you press a button.
Sure.
I don't remember exactly. I would have to try to remember. I can't remember exactly what I used to level, but it wasn't that bad. Like it was a little bit uncomfortable until I ascended, and then once I ascended, it was super, super easy. As soon as I got that first ascension.
Yeah.
I remember what I did. I was doing Contagion, and I did not like it. Essence Drain Contagion. Gotcha. Once I got to Essence Drain, and it was fine. It's just not a playstyle that works well for me with controller. Keyboard and mouse, way better. Controller, you don't control where you're going to fire something off, and Essence Drain is not cheap.
Needs to be smart. No, it's not. Not. Same with curses. Sometimes for me, like I have it set up so like I love the idea that you can still like manipulate the smartness of your casting, right? Like there's you can control how like the value or how prior.
Yes, I know.
You don't?
No, it scares me.
Let me show you what I have.
Change it, I feel like it screws up.
I have ranged and I turn off direction priority.
Okay.
But I always want it to cast to the closest person. And so a lot of the times, and I love it. I think it's absolutely perfect the way that it is. So I'll show you a screenshot of what I have checked and not checked off. But it's sometimes I'm still cursing at the game because obviously in the moment it's not my fault, it's somebody else's fault. But when I'm cursing at the game because I'm like, no, I wanted it to be this person. I don't want you to use the settings that I have right now. I know I selected them because I didn't realize there was a skeleton closer to me on the opposite side to me than the boss was. And then, the
game needs a neural implant. So that
exactly, yeah,
change based on
right, yeah. Where's that? But the other point that I gave 5-Star Man, who I was talking with in Discord about the starting clusters for minions, was I'm thinking solo self-found a lot of the time. I'm not thinking trade. So me making up that 100% that the witch gets at the beginning is a lot more difficult because I'm never ever thinking trade. It's not that I'm against trade, but I don't like planning around it. And at the end of the day, I actually don't find trade fun. I don't mind selling, but I hate buying. It's just, and that's a personal preference. And I know the game's designed around trade, so it's not necessarily.
I love buying.
Sure. Mm-hmm. But for me, because I'm solo self-found, that 100% starting node, like the 100% minion damage at the beginning is huge. And think about what it takes to make that up later. Like, sure, I can get whatever gear that gives me plus to minion levels or increased minion damage, whatever, but that comes later. Mm-hmm. And sometimes like much later because I have more important things to focus on at the beginning. I need to live. I need life. I need resists, right? I need spirit, right? Mm-hmm. So I need to actually survive these encounters. So that 100% minion damage right off the bat is extremely valuable because the gear that I'm getting might not come till like I'm level 70 or 80, right?
Yeah.
So in solo self-found land, it is a massive difference. But I am really curious for these non-witch, because I don't like any of the witch ascendancies. So I'm really curious. Like I am going to figure this out and try to, from a solo self-found perspective, be content with the leveling process. And the thing is it's nice that I don't really have to worry about it because I know the game is going to change dramatically. Mm-hmm. The one thing that I do find frustrating, though, is if I want to start as the shaman, the witch starting clusters are actually the sorceress starting clusters. And that sucks because I can't start as the shaman and then eventually spec into the witches starting clusters. They're not there. And that's a really weird thing going forward. Like there's going to be these classes use this tree and these classes use the other tree. And they're almost going to be grouped together in that regard, which is another odd. I don't know how far they've thought into that. Because it would have been really nice to be the shaman and sure, okay, now I'm getting some armor and ESs and going through or life regen, whatever I choose for I don't know what their starting clusters are. But then eventually, because if I'm doing minions, I'm going to be scooting over to that north part of the tree for all the revive nodes, right? Minion survivability, resist, it's all up there.
That's what I have.
So, I mean, it would have been nice to just eventually spec into that witch's starting cluster too,
you
right?
Know what
because
I wonder,
there's
though?
revive nodes there too.
Sure, but I'm really curious how much that, and I don't know how you'd properly test it because it does change a bit, but I'm curious how much that starting node for the witch, how it equals or correlates to minion level. How many plus minion level makes up for that starting area? Because that seems to be, and I don't know that this is the way that they've wanted it, but they've gone this way for a long time. That seems to be the best way to scale your minion damage. Is just get more levels.
Yeah. And it currently is. It currently is.
Right.
But that's not on the tree. That's RNG. And again, that comes later.
Well, and I'm talking from a trade perspective, not an SSF perspective, because from a trade perspective, that section that you're talking about becomes much less relevant when I can trade for gear that's going to bump me up 7 to 8 levels of minions. And 100%. I still am going to get the majority. Well, I'm still going to get any of the minion nodes on the tree that I want anyway. So I am missing out on that beginning part, but in trade I can get so much power out of the plus minion level that I think it becomes less relevant, and I'm getting to play a different a different build anyway. Yeah. So yeah, I think witch is probably still the best option for a minion build because you could get that and then in trade get all the plus and you could whatever. But I don't know that there's an ascendancy, at least for me, in the witch side that makes me want to play minions with it, which is why it was so fun to play the sorceress one with minions. Like it just didn't make sense originally. So yeah,
I think the shaman's the most. It's one of the only ones where I can find 4 nodes that I find relevant for the way that I want to play. Oracle seems interesting, but outside of unlocking the path, I don't know what I would do.
That is amazing. Getting any notables or on a keystone, I freaking love that one.
Yeah.
The Oracle actually has some pretty good ones. Like the Oracle.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I think they do.
Oh, hear that for sure.
For sure.
Hang on, let me bring it up quick before we take off. Well, you're about to say it's time to wrap it up. So, Sorry, we have the Unseen Path and then the Keystone one.
Yeah.
And then there's 2 skills, Moment of Vulnerability and Align Fate. I don't know what those do. Hit damage is taken from mana. Nope. Mana recovery is tough. Oh, yeah. And then I do like damage of enemies hitting you is unlucky. And enemy critical hit chance against you is unlucky. I do like that.
And the next one after that is all crits, right? That's
the other one is inevitable crits, but that's not for me. If I'm doing minions, that doesn't matter to me.
No.
So, and then summon totems.
Yeah, Logan went the summon totem route with.
So it depends on what those other. Yeah, there's 2 that interest me. That's one thing that I used to really focus on the tree was getting a whole bunch of crit reduction from enemies, and then you just get like the lowest possible roll on a shield would be enough to cap you at 100%. So basically, make you invincible to crits, or make it so that crits didn't give you any extra damage. And I haven't seen much of that on the tree. That I don't even know if I remember to look for it. But yeah, that's the next thing for me. After I kind of figure out and I play around a lot with this witch, I think my next setup is attempting to be a non-witch. Try that out. I think one thing that I might actually try is like I really liked I don't know, what's her name? She does the sorceress Stormweaver. Stormweaver actually might have some cool stuff because you just get that nice mana regen on a regular basis. Any damage that I do, which, I'm still going to be doing something, can chill or shock. So I do like that. And because I'm doing zombies, the remnants are a big deal. Collecting remnants, getting them from a different thing. They appear longer. You can get them from farther away. So that actually kind of suits a lot of what I'm doing. So it depends on what my mana regen would be like from that, because the lich gives me a lot of mana regen with 1 ascension.
Yeah. You have to get it from the tree.
And then this one gives it with 2 ascensions. So we'll see. But anyway, yeah, that's my next thing, is figuring it out solo self-found wise without the witch.
Yeah, for me, mana is not a huge issue because I'm not cursing often. I'm cursing when I'm doing a boss or a hard or rare. And the command skills are like, I'm never running out of mana.
Okay.
It is fun to get back into playing a CI character though. I am enjoying
I love CI so much. And when I was planning my witch, I was really disappointed that I couldn't make CI work. It was too far out of the way.
From the witch?
Well, because I'm going with a lot of minion stuff that it's taking me to the west side of the tree.
Oh. Yeah, I was too, but I mean...
But I'm also the lich, right?
Right, yeah.
So...
Yeah, because that's life regen for mana, right? Yeah.
Mana regen comes from life, and then also there's the node that says my life can't change if I have ES, right? Remember that?
Yep.
So...
Yeah, I don't know. It's been fun. I like doing the ES. It's funny because my girls have been watching and asking questions as I've been playing.
Oh, nice.
And so they came in the other day and my youngest was like, why is your health blue? What happened? Because I had just changed the CI, so I was explaining it to her. So it's pretty fun. Yeah.
That's cool.
Anyway.
Did you find a way to make your life flasks valuable or useful?
No, I haven't. There may be a way. I don't really know. I haven't even looked, to be honest. I haven't had like a scary moment. That's why I wondered, like, did I do something? Like, what's happening? Why do I feel so resistant? But I'm wondering if it's just because there's so many minions out that I'm just taking less hits to me.
Sure.
It is scary when you're CI though, because when you do start to get low, you're like, how do I find a spot? Because like a degen can be on the ground. It's not maybe doing much damage, but it is stopping you from...
There's no abort plan.
Kicking in your regen. So that's fun.
Yeah. Oh man, but there's nothing like there's just so much chaos damage throughout the campaign, which would be good if there was a little bit more the user could do to help out with that besides dodge roll. But I loved going CI like as fast as I could through the campaign. Just then all of a sudden I'm fighting the Viper and I'm like, sorry, lady, didn't even feel that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. But no, it's good. I'm glad you're having a good time, and I'm excited to see where you're going. If you don't mind, send me a tree, please.
Yep.
Yeah, thank you.
Sweet. Let's wrap this up then. Forever Exiled 326. I'm Justin, AK Tags.
And I'm Tyler, Wrecker of Days.
Patrons will catch you in After Dark. Everybody else, we'll see you next week in 327. Hopefully you had a great New Year's. If you're looking for more information, we have a website, foreverexiled.com. We have a Discord. Pop in there, say hello. And Patreon and other ways to support the podcast are down below and on the website. Have a great week.
I didn't look at my notes once. 3 things.
Oh, fun.
3 things. Yep. I love gold in Path 2 for respec'ing. It's awesome. We didn't talk about our 327 Path of Exile 1 private league. And I love seeing how many people are running on New Year's Day. Like the amount of people that are running and jogging
getting it out there.
compared to any other day of the year. Like if you drive around at the same time of day on January 2nd, no.
No, they gave up on the first. They got home and they're like, what the fuck was I
New
doing
Year's
that
resolution
for?
sucks.
Bye.
All right. Yep. Bye.